Hey everybody, Gray Hair Gaming here. Just wanted to give you an update on the backyard since I showed you what it looked like when the tree came down. Let's come over here and take a look. You see that garbled mess of aluminum fencing? Yeah, that's what happens when a gigantic tree, here's some of the cut up wood, by the way, lands on your fence. We left that section right there and the one up there as potential salvageable ones. That unfortunately was a white hydrangea. It's gone. Behind that was a forsythia that should bounce back. And then we're thinking up to about maybe here and to the right is going to have to be replaced in the fence. Obviously, the part that's missing is going to have to be replaced. Look at this. I mean, incredible damage. Incredible damage. Might be kind of hard to see with the sun out the way it is. It's Monday morning, so it's essentially 2.5 days after that happened. I mean, look at this. That is so cool and crazy and expensive, so kind of not cool, really. Turns out, the tree was like 100 to 120 feet long or tall. I just thought I'd come up here and give you a shot of how thick the tree is. If you know anything about trees, that is one thick tree. Let me give you some context here. Here's my hand. Right, so like, that's a, and they had another trunk off of it too. It goes all the way back there. Huge tree, uprooted. I don't know if you can see the roots back there. Just came down at the perfect angle to do maximum damage, right? Like, this is looking down the fence line here. And I don't know if you can see the tree. You step back a little bit. So, right about there's the fence line. So you can see the tree came down here, just smashed everything. Took out that tree there with it as it came down. And you can see some stumps over here. Let me find them for you. One stump, two stump, three stump. And there was another one back here. So it took out essentially 4 trees with it when it came smashing down. Again, this is just a cut off of one of the trees. So, it's a really unlucky hit, right? Like, you can kind of see the angle. I'm standing in the fence line right here, essentially. Maybe now I'm standing in the fence line. Fence line's kind of here. If it had landed 10 feet more that way, wouldn't have had nearly as much damage, if any damage at all. Like, it might have taken out, like, that tree there and some of this other stuff, but it wouldn't have taken out a huge chunk of my fence. Unfortunately, the fence was almost like $6,800 installed, and we're thinking at least half of it's gone. So we're looking at like probably $3,400 worth of damage would be my guess. I haven't even called the fence company. We were really lucky in that, unlucky for the tree to come down and to wipe out our fence. Blessed that we had some guys from my church showed up. I was gonna call a company to come clear this out, and they said, hey man, you don't need to do that, we'll take care of it for you. And 2 guys showed up with some chainsaws, really one chainsaw. My father-in-law came down. My in-laws live really close to us. Came down and chopped up all these trees and either pushed it, back behind the fence line, or we rolled it down the hill and they kept it as firewood. Apparently it's a red oak tree, which is if the guys that came over with the chainsaws were kind of salivating over it for firewood and saying it was really good wood. They actually said the part up here with the remainder of the trunk is a really straight shot, and like a lumber mill or something like that would easily pay $500 to $1,000 for it. The only problem is it's not on my property. If you were wondering, I had some people say like, hey, isn't it your neighbor's responsibility if their tree falls on your property? If it's a healthy tree, what I've read online is in the United States, your homeowner's insurance policy is supposed to take care of it, because it's kind of seen as an act of nature, act of God type situation. If it was a known dead or diseased tree, you could try and pin the liability on them, but that's a green tree. Like, you could tell by the cuts that were made, you could tell that the roots came up. It wasn't a dead tree, it was a healthy tree. And so it's just one of those unfortunate things where we could use this as an art installation, I suppose, but aluminum fence is not designed to take a, I mean, that thing was heavy. Like rolling out those big chunks like that two chunk or 2-section piece took 3 grown men, including myself, to flip it over and roll it to that point. Super heavy, super dense tree, but we got it done. So we've still got obviously some cleanup to do down here, get all the brush and all that kind of stuff, call the fence company, see when they can come out and replace it. Not looking forward to having to drop that much money again. We bought this fence about 6 years ago, so it's really kind of annoying. But we got it taken care of. I'm pretty sore today. We're gonna have Dominating Denmark out here shortly after this video. It'll be at 12 Eastern, whatever time is that is for you. I think it's 5 p.m. UK and 6 p.m. Denmark time. And should have some Motorsport Manager after that, and hopefully back on track and no other disasters in my backyard or my property. Although, to be completely honest with you, come over here. I don't know if you can, let me try and get to a point where you can see this. There's a tree. Let's see, that tree there. Super tall. More likely to fall on my neighbor's house than mine, but kind of worried about that one. It's green, but so was the one that just went down, and it's on the same piece of property. So we're probably going to have some conversations about taking that out with whoever owns that property. So that'll be fun. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support on the channel. You guys have been great. This isn't exactly how I expected to do my first 2 vlogs, but there you go. Smash a like on it. Subscribe if you're new. More tree videos, hopefully not in the future. And we'll have Dominating Denmark out here shortly. Thanks, guys. Bye.